In 1982, Sister Helen Prejean undertook a new ministry from her superiors. While she had been hoping to do something locally in the New Orleans community, Prejean was frustrated with the new assignment and reticent because of the ministry itself. Sister Helen Prejean was assigned to prison ministry at Angola State Penitentiary. More specifically, she was assigned to death row. With great hesitation, a little unsure of herself, Sister Helen drove her car to the prison and went through the process of becoming a chaplain and spiritual director in Angola. On her first day at the new assignment, she met an inmate named Elmo Patrick Saunier. Patrick Saunier had been sentenced to death by electrocution for crimes ending in the deaths of 2 teenagers. In the months leading up to his execution date, Sister Helen agreed to become his spiritual director. And the more Sister Helen met with Patrick Saunier, the more she became convinced of the immorality of the death penalty. This conviction came because of her experience and observations while ministering to those incarcerated on death row in Angola. It's probably at this point you may be asking yourself, why is John talking about the death penalty, and what in the world does this have to do with Advent? Well, surprisingly, the answer to that question lies with Santa. St. Nicholas was of Greek descent, living in the maritime city of Myra. The bishop is well known for his love of helping the poor. In fact, many to this day celebrate his feast day by filling their stockings with small gifts, just as Nicholas had done with the shoes of the children in his town. Nicholas is so associated with gift-giving at this time of the year that his name is closely associated with that of Santa Claus himself. While Nicholas may have been Santa-esque in his time, there was more to him than toys. St. Nicholas was a fierce defender of the Catholic faith, and reportedly in a confrontation with a heretic, punched the heretic Arius to settle the dispute. He's also well known for saving women from needing to enter prostitution in order to provide for their family. What is least known about Nicholas is his unending pursuit of justice, no matter the cost. One day, as he was returning to his town, Nicholas discovered that 3 men had been sentenced to death for no other reason than a bribe had been paid to the governor. This bribe was paid in exchange for these men's death. Nicholas immediately ran through the town, arriving just in time to grab the sword from the hand of the executioner. Nicholas then took the 3 men and brought them before the governor. Berating the governor, Nicholas shouted, "Sacrilegious bloodshedder, I will not forgive you, and I will not spare you." Frightened by this display, the governor pardoned the men. It was from this moment on that Nicholas gained a reputation for his advocacy against the death penalty. While he was still living, people would seek his intercession to save themselves or loved ones from execution. There are even reports that the emperor and the local prefect both had a vision in their dreams of Nicholas warning them not to execute 3 men the next day. So taken aback by this vision, these 3 men were freed from their death sentence. As Catholics, we often hear pro-life being associated with simply anti-abortion, but it is much, much more than that. To be pro-life means all life, from conception until natural death. To be pro-life also means to be anti-death penalty. In his latest encyclical, Fratelli Tutti, Pope Francis builds on the words of Pope St. John Paul II by writing, "Today we state clearly that the death penalty is inadmissible and that the Church is firmly committed to calling for its abolition worldwide. While I know it can be difficult to avoid thinking that those committing murder deserve the death penalty, even Jesus spoke out against the use of an eye for an eye in the Hammurabi Code. This teaching from Jesus is all about forgiveness. Forgiveness. It's often difficult, but it's always required from us as Christians. And if you don't believe me, even Santa said it was.